Good afternoon everyone, and welcome along to what is my first ride review of the 2025 Ducati Streetfighter V2s. So here she is, absolutely stunning looking bike. Looks even better in the flesh when you get up close to them. So stick around, I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's go for a ride. Okay, so yeah, really nice looking bike here. Only comes in this red colour at the moment. I'm sure they'll maybe bring out a black one or something like that, but yeah, big fan of this headlight here. Really cool looking. So it's quite a high seat height, it's about 837 mil, something like that. But just getting on, I can quite easily flat foot it. I'm on a bit of a hill here, but yeah, both feet firmly on the ground. I'm 5'9.5", 32 inch leg inseam. So just flicking on the dash. Greeted by this nice V2s logo, and there is your screen. So running this bike in at the moment, so not going to go too crazy. You've got all the details you need on this screen, so gear indicator, rev counter, time, engine temp, air temperature, miles per hour, what mode you're in, fuel gauge, and then what the lights are on. So at the moment you can see that the lights are on automatic, which I prefer to leave on. So on the console you've got cruise control here, there's your mode button, here's your kind of menu selection, horn, indicators, hazard warning lights. So to change mode, press the button, and then you've got road setup, which is like a secondary one. You can adjust ABS, traction control, wheelie control, engine braking, and quick shifter. Wet setup again, race setup, and sport, and a setup mode for that as well. And you just press the button, and if you're already riding, it's throttle off, and it will select the mode, then back on. So I'm just going to go back into road mode just for now. There he is. Cool. On the right hand side then, kill switch, light switch. Up the top here you've got your heated grips, and this is your ignition here. Firing her up, nice twin sound there, not too vibey. Mirrors nice and wide, a little bit of elbows in there, but pretty good field of view. Takes the clutch very early. Here we go. So it's a really nice engine sound. Indicator button is easy to reach with your thumb, you don't have to move around too much. Yeah, pulling away, nice throttle response in road mode. Indicators are self-cancelling. So at the moment this bike limited to around 6,000-7,000 revs, just whilst it's getting run in. Yeah, the engine sounds really nice. It's a very comfortable ride. The seating position is not too sporty. Your legs are a little bit further back than maybe some other nakeds, but you feel very kind of commanding over the bike. The handlebars are really wide, which is really nice. It tips in so nicely. You've got a lot of control over it. So the bike is powered by a 890cc V-twin engine, and that puts out 120 brake horsepower and 93 newton meters of torque at about 10,500 RPM, I believe. So it's down on power from the last generation of this bike. That was about 155 horsepower, I think, but this bike is actually 20 kilos lighter. Straight away into this 50-mile-an-hour road. The bike, you can tell, loves being at a good speed. Really smooth, takes the corners amazingly well. The engine is really nice and smooth. Quick shifter is absolute butter, going up the gearbox, no jolts or anything, nice pop from the exhaust as you go. Suspension is really smooth, actually, really plush. You've obviously got O-lings on this V2s model, front and rear, fully adjustable. This is just set to stock at the moment. That's straight from the dealer, and the rear is really nice. It's just so smooth, it's soaking up everything. A little firm on the front, but that's fine with the whole sporty feel to the bike. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, you really tip into the corners nice, you can really get it down. So tyres, you've got Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4s on it, so a perfect tyre for kind of this summer weather, nice country roads, very grippy, nice confidence inspiring tyre. Don't know what it's going to be like in the winter though. Could be a bit of a slippery one. I've never ridden with this tyre in the winter, so I couldn't have an opinion on that, but for now they're amazing. So you've got Brembo M50 calipers in the front, and you've got a Brembo master cylinder as well, adjustable span on the brake lever, and then on the clutch it's a hydraulic clutch, and again you can adjust the span on the clutch lever. So using the quick shifter to go down, yeah, really smooth. You obviously got to have throttle off when you jump down the gearbox. Yeah, this bike is really smooth on the road. Even in these 30 zones, third gear, you know, the bike's not pushing you, it's not struggling, low revs. I'm at what, 3,000 revs right now, and it's motoring along just perfectly. So in town and slower speeds, you've got no problem. Obviously we're built for a little bit of a quicker ride. Yeah, when you pull on the throttle, nice feeling of torque as the engine pushes you along. So yeah, the bike is about 20 kilos lighter than previous generations, so you've got that power to weight ratio difference. So they say it's I believe 173 kilos semi-wet, so that's without fuel. So you've got all your oils and coolant and everything, but just no fuel. So probably just over 180 when fully fueled. So it's a really light bike. And you can feel it actually. It doesn't feel too small for me. It's kind of a really nice cockpit, and you know, I don't feel like I'm riding a Honda Grom or something like that. Yeah, this engine is really, really, really good. Great sounding with these twin exhausts under my bum. I'm not getting any heat either, which is nice. Nothing from coming from underneath, and nothing around my feet either. So I own an Aprilia 2.0 660, and you do feel the heat on your feet from that engine. But they run at about the same temperature. This one's saying 86 degrees. And you would expect the same from the Aprilia. So it's just the shape of the bike that affects that. So TFT display is very clear. Everything is really readable. It does have a dark mode, which happens during the night, obviously, when it's dark. So you might be able to turn that off in the menu. So yeah, a little bit of town riding now. It's not too busy on the road, so I might not get to do any kind of filtering or any stuff like that, but at the moment it's showing me that it can really handle the town as well. So if you want this as a kind of, you know, semi-commuter, I don't think you can use it as a commuter really, but then I think it'll do the job fine. So you've got a steering dampener on the bike as well. It's made by Sachs, German brand. Get a lot of BMWs with that on it. And actually, one thing that's different from the Panigale version of this is that the Panigale doesn't have a steering dampener on it. And I have test rode and demoed the Panigale V2s version of this bike, so I'll put a link up to the video of that if you want to check that out. I can tell you straight away, I prefer the riding position of this. The Panigale was awesome, but it did leave me with a bit of an achy wrist and back afterwards, all part of getting old. I'm much more a fan of naked bikes. So yeah, low speed stuff, it's really, really good. Quite surprised. I thought it might have shrugged along a little bit, but absolutely not. And what you can do as well for in town is you can put it down into wet mode, which scrubs off some of the engine power and things like that. So I bet that gives you a bit more kind of low speed engine control. And obviously it's a looker of a bike. You do get everyone that you go past, you see them clocking it. So the brakes have a nice bite to them, nice and progressive. and you also have obviously an IMU, so you have full ABS, lean sensitive, traction control as well. So it's fully spec'd out, this bike. Filtering, absolutely no problems whatsoever. So in town, no problems. I'm in second gear, under 20 miles an hour. Yeah, the bike doesn't feel big when you're nipping in between traffic. So I'm very confident filtering on this machine. Rear brake is pretty good. Nice bit of bite to it. So it's a Brembo rear brake with a single piston, I think. I don't know what the disc size is, I'll put that up on screen. So yeah, the throttle response is really quick. So, you know, small little bursts of throttle that you need, really responsive to that. So competitors to this bike are things like the MT-09 SP, Kawasaki Z900 SE. You also got things like the Honda Hornet, CB1000, probably more than the CB650. Well, it's the 750, sorry, the Hornet. Also the Triumph Street Triple 765 RS would be another competitor. So it's a big market, and no surprises, this bike is the most expensive out of them all. So this one's going to set you back, I think it's 16,995 without any extras, and it doesn't come with heated grips and cruise control. They're extras. Some in that sector do come with those. But obviously you get the Ducati kind of premium feel to it. I've ridden all the other bikes there, and this bike by far does feel more premium. Again, just so much fun here. These kind of roads are exactly what it's made for. And it's just such a comfy ride. There's no kind of edginess about it. The suspension is working so well. The engine is super smooth. There's no vibes coming up. Mirrors don't really get too much shaking going on with them, so it's always clear view. When you open up the throttle, the exhaust sounds amazing. It's just super fun to ride this. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it is premium. Everything about this bike is premium. Just feels so nice. There's not much more I can say about it, really. It's just an awesome bike. If you get the opportunity, do get a demo ride on one of these, because you're going to absolutely love it. So flickable. By far, it's probably the best bike I've ever ridden. What a machine. So as we're coming through this beautiful village here, what are my final thoughts on the Ducati Streetfighter V2s? Well, I absolutely love this bike. It is so comfy to ride. The actual ride itself is really, really special. Just wonderful machine. Not much else I could say about it really. It's just an absolute joy to ride. All the components, everything about it are top notch. There's nothing that I've found so far that I would change about this bike. It's more than enough power. Yeah, you don't need any more power than what this has got for the roads. Maybe if you're taking it on the track, you might want to think about the V4. But for the road, way more than enough. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing more to say really. So thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe to the channel. I'm slowly growing it, putting up a lot of fun videos, lots of vids with my 2.0, and yeah, lots of demos and bits and pieces as well, as well as kit and accessory reviews. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
No time to think. Lost my wife and my wallet down in Mexico. Lost my dog and my eye and a bunch of love. Have to run, good to know you.